So this was supposed to be a video of me showing off my project car that I have. It's supposed to go around, show you the car, everything I've done to it. Then I go to turn on the car, and so instead of that old video, now we're gonna spend our day trying to find out what is wrong with it. I have a couple ideas so far, so I mean, we'll just go check something out and see what really works. So this is the engine, B18 non-VTEC. The car does have a new battery. This thing's probably like less than a year old, so I don't really start it that much, so it could be the battery, just don't have enough juice for me not turning it on that often. What I'm thinking is probably going to be the starter down there. The starter is pretty old and worn out. I do have a new one, I just haven't put it on yet, but right now my main goal is just to at least get the car started so I can move it out of here where it is right now. So I got it hooked up to my other car. I'm trying to jump it right now. Let's see if this will work though. I'm hoping it does. Yep. So I'm assuming the battery was probably just dead. You know, I don't turn it on as often as I should, so kind of just stays here for a bit, but today that's gonna change. All right, y'all, we did it. Put it back on the road. Now I'm about to just go over and park it real quick, and then we're gonna get started with something else. All right, so real quick, I wanted to do an overview of the car, kind of take a look at some of the things I already did to it, some of the things that I still need to do to it, and what I actually have planned to do in the near future. So first off, as you guys saw, the battery. This battery is new, probably less than a year old. The one before it couldn't even hold a charge. So every time I want to use the car, I'd have to jump it or something like that. So new battery. So the next thing, well, actually the very first thing I did, you guys can barely see it, the water pump right there. When I first bought this car, it was leaking coolant, and I basically took all of this off. I looked at the water pump, the old water pump, that it was good, but the gasket was what was making it leak. So I mean, I already had everything taken apart, and I already had the part anyway, so I wouldn't go ahead and change the old water pump. I took apart the alternator, the power steering, and I had to reset the timing belt, so I went to go ahead and I changed the timing belt as well. So the timing belt is new. I got it set on time. The one thing this car is missing, as you guys can see, is power steering belt, alternator belt, and then there's that one pulley that's supposed to be the AC pulley. That one does not have a belt. The owner about it for him said he just didn't use the AC. I'm assuming that's why the AC doesn't work in this car, just because there's no belt for it. So I'm assuming though, since the pulley's there, the AC probably should work, but I don't know how well it would work on a 30-year-old car. One of the other things I did, there was oil leaking inside of the spark plugs. So I took out all the oil that went in there. I took off the old valve cover gasket. I put a brand new valve cover gasket on. There's no more oil in here. However, after that, there was oil leaking outside of the valve cover itself. You can see there's some right there. I had no idea what it was. So after like looking around the car for a while, found out some of these screws needed some spacers right here, and there's another one on it somewhere to really push it all the way down. So before, without the spacers, it was leaving a little bit of a gap right there for the oil to come out of. But now it's all good, except for that. So the only thing I'm doing really today is just changing its oil. I don't recall if I've changed its oil yet in the time that I've actually owned it. I know it does leak a little bit oil. I don't know why, but I'm gonna go down there right now and check. And yeah, let's get started. I'm probably gonna regret saying this, but most people, the dirtiest part of doing the oil change is actually when they put in new oil without using a funnel, because it's pretty hard to just drop it in. I kind of pride myself in actually being able to put in oil without spilling it, without a funnel. Just watch. And yep, nothing major. I actually got kind of good at it. Oh, nope, I didn't say that. Oh, and I just put some more. Okay. Well, for the most part, I'm pretty good at it. I mean, even if I were to... I blame it on the wind, okay? I blame it on the wind. Let's just say the wind. That's what's spilling about quart. Not a quart, like quarter of a quart. If that makes sense. Of oil on the floor. But it's okay. I put in like close to 5 quarts. I know that's way too much for the car. But I think the car takes about like 3.8, 4, something like that. But like I said, it does drop oil, and then I did pour the whole thing in there. I have some left over just in case I ever need to really refill it. But either way, we're still gonna check the dipstick. It should be like more than full, but boom, right at the filling. I don't know if y'all can really even see that. Oh, yep. But yep, I mean, I used to work in an oil change place back when they told us. The most important thing I learned is, like, even though you can read online, check how much quarts your car takes, or how much quarts this new engine you put in take. I mean, all in all, the ultimate deciding factor is how much oil your car takes is the dipstick, because that's what's really going to tell you if it's full or not. Well, there's no oil leaks. Everything looks pretty good. I'm probably going to shut her down and then have it run for a little bit more afterwards, and then we'll go ahead and end off the video. All right, so we got done with the oil change. I just want to run through the car real quick. We got that no radio life that ain't no one needed to see inside this car for nothing. We do have this light right here that the trunk is open, but that's because the trunk ain't open, it's locked. I think there's something wrong with like the actual sensor itself, but we live with it. It don't open. That fender right here, hella rusted. You see, move around. It's even hitting the door. So I have to find a whole ass new fender, and then for the meantime, I just have to fix this right here so it stops hitting. Boom, Kaneki sticker from Tokyo Ghoul. By itself, that thing has like $500 more value. I didn't put that on there, the previous owner did, but it was cool. Leave him alone. He had to come back from that 3rd season. But other than that, now let me show you my favorite thing about this car. That's why I love the 90s.